Whatever field you come from, you can tell who has authority in that field based on the knowledge they have, based on the accomplishments they have. You know, you can tell who knows what. Even in the Islamic field, if you're learning, studying Islam, you're studying Arabic, or you're teaching Arabic, or you're teaching Quran, tafsir, hadith, fiqh, history. You know, the general public may not have a lot of knowledge. Anybody comes up, throws 2 words in Arabic, mashallah, you should have seen the way the Arabic words were coming out of his mouth. Oh, so much knowledge was dropping, man. It was like sweat on a hot Texas day is how knowledge was dropping. No, that's easy to impress you because you don't know nothing. With all due respect, I'm sure you know more than I do. But if somebody knows their stuff, they've put the years in to study their deen, and they hear somebody talk, and they say, oh my God, what is he saying? What is this train wreck? Right? They could tell the difference. What I'm trying to get at is, to have confidence in anything, you have to have a degree of authority or power in that thing, whether it's knowledge, whether it's experience, whether it's actual power, whether it's ability. Something's got to be there to back up your confidence. You can't get confidence out of thin air like you get on TikTok. You can't just put a camera on and just, hey, let me give you my hot take on what's going on in the world. Okay, what do you know? Right? So, the 4 authorities again, let's see if you remember. At the top, Sulaiman, ultimate example. Then, Dhul Qarnayn. Then, Dawud alayhi salam. Then, alayhi salam. I'll add one more thing to the remarkable personality of Dawud alayhi salam that I really love. Allah made him a constant learner. Allah taught him how to bend metal. Allah taught him how to judge cases by way of 2 angels showing up in his court, and he learned something from that experience. It seems that his confidence makes him not shy of learning new things. And let me explain why this is important for you and me. I'm up here with a mic on me. After the talk, somebody comes and says, by the way, you missed something. You need to learn this. You need to read this book. I have 2 options. Bro, who's got the mic, you or me? Who got more YouTube views, you or me? Who are you gonna tell me? Or I'm gonna say, what's the book? You've read it? You enjoyed it? Okay, I need to go through this book. Thank you. Why? Because real confidence makes a person constantly learn without hesitation. Like they're okay with saying, I don't know. They're okay with saying, I learned something new. They're okay with saying, this person taught me, that person taught me, that person taught me. They don't have to say, oh, the only way I will learn is someone higher than me. They can learn from a taxi driver. They can learn from someone who's just walking by. They can learn from a child. Real confidence means you don't think it's beneath you to learn something. And it's not beneath you to learn something from someone who the world thinks is under you. Somebody who's younger than you, you can learn from them. Someone who's studying, it could be a student of mine, and I learned something from my student. I'm technically above them, but I'm learning from them. Somebody who knows less than you, somebody who has less money than you, somebody who has less experience than you, somebody who has less power than you, and you can learn from them. They can teach you something. And you learn in Dawud alayhi salam's case that he's continuously learning. And learning is a huge part of confidence. And by the way, if you compare it, arrogant people feel that they have no need to what? Learn. They already know. In fact, their attitude is, oh, you're going to teach me? You're going to teach me? Well, how are you going to teach me? I already know. In fact, even if they don't know, it hurts them so bad to admit it, they say, yeah, I know that. I already knew that. I knew that when I was 6 months old. The book was published last year, but I still already knew it. So real confidence makes you a lifelong learner, hesitation-free. Hesitation-free, you're just continuously learning. So from Yusuf we learn cautious confidence. From Dawud alayhi salam we're learning continuous learning. And that gives you even more confidence. You're not ashamed to admit you don't know something. It's completely okay. Then you take the next step. Who's next? Dhul Qarnayn. We learn something else from him. We learn strategy. We learn you have to be strategic. When you have power and you say, look, I had a problem, I had a problem and I solved it. They came to me with problem and I used solution A that I came up with, and solution A solved this problem. Now I'm confident that solution A works. Anytime somebody has a problem, I'm going to give them solution A. And then somebody says, why are you using solution A? Because I've used it before, I'm confident that it works. Yeah, but this is a different case. Maybe we need a different approach. No, you don't know. I know, I've already used it before. This works. I'm going to use this every... Dhul Qarnayn makes how many stops in Surah Al-Kahf? Makes 3 stops. In the first stop, he stops in a new place. He's never been there before. And he says, I'm going to establish law and order here. This is how I will deal with the criminals. This is how I will deal with good citizens. I will set up a government here and set up a civilization here and bring law and order to the society. That is his solution for this place. Then he goes to another place. Matla' al-Shams. And he sees people that are so backwards, they almost, he doesn't understand. They don't even know how to build shelter. They don't even know how to put a roof over their head. They're that behind. And he's thinking, I need solution A, law and order. We're going to clean up these streets. Wait, they don't even know how to make streets. We're going to clean house. Oh wait, they ain't got a house. What am I going to do here? And he realizes this place is not good for solution A. It doesn't apply. You ever fill out a form where it says not applicable? And he says, whatever solutions I have, none of them can help these people. I'm confident enough to say, and honest enough to say, I don't have a solution for these people. So what does Allah say? كَذَلِكَ. He left them the way they were. He didn't apply the same solution from the first stop. You would think that's what he does when he goes everywhere. Like America brings democracy everywhere it goes, right? It works perfectly every time. Right? Wherever America goes, they bring this democracy from Jannah and they drop it to the people, and everybody gets a taste of, khalidina fiha. And the world becomes a better place every time. And then they say, now we're going to give this gift to you, enjoy. And because they're so confident that it works so well in so many places that they're like, this is what we got to give the world. This is what the world needs. Dhul Qarnayn says, hey, that worked over there, but it's not going to work over here. This is a different situation. We cannot use the same strategy. By the way, the Roman Empire used to have a certain strategy for expansion. One of the greatest empires in history, right? And they kept expanding and they kept using the same solution, franchising and expanding, and that actually became one of the great reasons for the collapse of the Roman Empire, because they weren't versatile enough to understand different situations, different people. And it collapsed. The empire collapsed. The British collapsed the same way. Now, he makes a third stop. Third stop, people come to him and say, you seem to have a military. You know how to establish law and order. You know how to fight crime. We have these crazy people, Ya'juj and Ma'juj. They come from this valley. They kill, they steal, they rob. Can you help? Can you help? And he could have said, I've seen criminals before, and I bring them to justice. I fight them and I bring them to justice. فَسَوْفَ نُعَذِّبُهُ ثُمَّ يُرَدُّ إِلَى رَبِّهِ فَيُعَذِّبُهُ عَذَابًا نُكْرًا. That was solution A. There's also solution B. What was solution B? Leave him alone. But he's in the third location. He could do solution B, leave him alone, which America eventually did with Afghanistan after trying solution A. Actually, they tried solution A, then they realized they are Ya'juj and Ma'juj, then they did solution B. Okay, leave him alone. You know what, I gotta go. But then you've got the third situation. And he says, I'm not gonna fight these people. I'm not gonna fight these criminals. Because this will be an ongoing war. It will create more problems than solutions. We need a new solution. You know what that is? We're going to try to contain this problem. We're going to build a wall. And I'm not going to build it for you. You people, I'm going to teach you people how to build it. Atuni zubar al-hadid. Bring me these sheets of metal. Bring me the copper. Let me show you how to make it. Why? Because once you make it, Ya'juj and Ma'juj will come from the other side and they'll try to break the wall, cut through the wall, they'll damage the wall, and every time it gets damaged, you're going to end up texting me, hey, WhatsApp, hey, can you come back? The wall, I'll send you a picture right now, it's a little cracked. Can Can you come back and, no, you got to learn to fix that yourself. So let me show you how to build it so you know how to what? How to fix it yourself. Because I can't be here, I got other places, I got to conquer the world, so I got to go. But this solution is for you. This is the best solution for this. What do we learn from Dhul Qarnayn? Confidently, he doesn't make one solution for every problem. He analyzes each situation and comes up with a new solution, and that does not take away from his confidence. His advisors say, oh, what happened? You think you did the wrong strategy the last time? No. That was a good strategy for that situation. This was a good strategy for this situation. And if you combine these lessons, what happens? Maybe you will apply the wrong strategy. Is that possible? That we applied a strategy, it was the wrong strategy? What did we learn from Dawood alayhi salam? You got to learn. Now you learned. And now you got to make a better strategy. You can't say too big to fail. We got to keep doing it. We got to keep going. It's a fail, but we got to keep moving. No. You got to rethink. So that's the case of Dhul Qarnayn. Pretty interesting. So I can see the confidence. You can see the confidence easily in the story of Yusuf alayhi salam. Easily in the story of Dawud, the learner, right? The learner, the cautiously confident, the one who's confident in their knowledge, who in the service of people. In the story of Dhul Qarnayn, the strategist. These are all great qualities. But in the case of Sulaiman alayhi salam, bring her throne. Let me show her. She thinks she's got bling. Let me show her an aquarium with a glass floor. Let me have her lift her dress a little bit so she thinks she's stepping on water. Let me put her in her place. If anybody else did that, like the guy who flew over my Camry, you'd say that's arrogance. Then what is going on with Sulaiman alayhi salam? What kind of confidence is this? That's the question. What kind of confidence is this? Now I could tell you, or I could bother you. No, I'll tell you a little bit. Then I'll let you go. 5 minutes, I'll be done. This time I'm not lying. I'm confident I'll be done in 5 minutes. Here's the thing. Allah gives different people different strengths and different weaknesses. Some people are very strong at controlling their feelings, controlling their tongue. Some people don't have that ability. Some people are physically very strong. Physically, they're able to do amazing things. You can't even dream of doing things that they're able to do with their body. Some people have amazing calculation in their mind is like a calculator. Allah gives people some super abilities sometimes. But those same people that have super ability in one thing may have weakness in something else. You will notice that in the story of Sulaiman, he has a super ability. You know what that is? No matter how much power he has in his hand and how much he shows that power to achieve a certain objective, it's never done for his own ego. He can separate the show of power, the demonstration, the humbling of someone else, all of it, and none of it affects his ego. He's got this amazing mulk that Allah has given him, right? But it seems like Allah has given him an amazing mulk over his own nafs. Anybody else who gets a really nice car has a feeling, let me drive a little extra slow into the masjid today. Anybody wearing a new suit will say, let me just walk through the hallway one more time. Let me just back around and walk one more time. Nobody noticed. Anybody wearing new shoes, they'll meet you and they'll look at their shoe. Hey, you just notice? They'll start tapping their foot unnecessarily. Oh yeah, new shoes, yeah. Anybody who just got a degree, right? For some reason wearing like the university hat. Oh, you, Harvard? Yeah. How'd you know? When you got a little bit of power, you got a little bit of bling, you have this urge to, show it a little bit. And when people graduate from university or get a shahada or get an ijaza or you took a picture with a sheikh or whatever, the president or whatever, what do people do with these things? They frame them in their house. I want you to meet me, but now meet the certificate. And you'll realize who you're dealing with. Huh? You like that? Yeah. That was me. It's not photoshopped. It's legit. So now, understand that Sulaiman alayhi salam can show off a glass palace, can bring a throne, can humble a queen, but he's got a bigger objective than just boosting his ego. His ego is unaffected by any of this. He's actually thinking strategically, I can avoid an entire war with these people because what's at the top of the house of cards? It's the queen. If the queen can be humbled, the entire nation will be humbled. And the only way to humble people in power is to show them you have more power than them. And so, if she's a queen, let me give her a royal welcome because she speaks that language. And that way, this will be a political boss move that only a strategist of that level can make. And anybody else, maybe even some of the staff looking at, or her people, the queen's people, show off. They'd look at Sulaiman's behavior and say, look at him showing off. The Quran's highlighting all of this. Is Sulaiman alayhi salam showing off? No. But some people need a show for strategic reasons. Some people need a demonstration for strategic reasons. And there are very few people in the world that can have that much power and that much authority and that much wealth and that much ability and that much demonstration to show off, and it still doesn't affect them at all. At all. That's a rare power. And so if you have that power, imagine, by the way, if you had billions of dollars, can't you do more sadaqah? Aren't you able to do more sadaqah? Okay, but if your heart is not in a good place, then is that sadaqah going to benefit you? No. But if you have billions and your heart is clean, then you beg Allah, Ya Allah, give me billions more, I want to give more. Ya Allah, give me trillions now, I want to give more. Ya Allah, give me zillions, I want to give more. The only place in the Quran you will find a dua that's hard to understand. Rabbi habli mulkan la yanbaghi li ahadin min ba'di. My Rabb, give me power, give me kingdom. Sulaiman asks Allah, give me power, give me kingdom that is not appropriate for anyone to have after I die. Ya Allah, you seem to have given me a control over my nafs that I know ain't nobody gonna have it after me. So Ya Allah, give me more than you've given any other human being so I can use all of it for what? For you, because it doesn't affect me the way it affects other people. I have this, you've given me this special immunity from this problem. Now, you may not be Sulaiman, but maybe Allah has given you immunity to something. Maybe Allah has given you some ability to do something without needing to take the credit for it. But you're good at it. And you don't use it to further your own ego. But you want to accomplish big things because it's bigger than yourself. It's not about you, it's something bigger than yourself. But projecting it, demonstrating it, showing it, making it bigger, doing the branding of it. Isn't it branding, the glass floor? Isn't that branding? Isn't that advertising? You know? Maybe sometimes the advertising, the strategy, the marketing of it, the positioning of it, the bling of it, is part of a much bigger objective that has nothing to do with your own personal ego. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. That's the height of confidence. When you can have so much wealth and so much power and so much to show the world and none of it affects you because you're working on something bigger than yourself. It doesn't affect you at all. That's the ultimate sample of confidence in the Quran. Now with that homework assignment, 4 prophets you're going to read about. Which 4 prophets? Or 3 at least prophets. Yusuf, followed by Dawud alayhi salam, followed by Dhul Qarnayn, not a prophet, could be Dhul Qarnayn, and then Sulaiman. These 4. When you study these 4, then try on your own to compare them to the arrogant ones. Qarun, Fir'aun. Look at the kinds of things Fir'aun says. Then look at the kinds of things Sulaiman says. Similar context sometimes. Fir'aun would say, أَلَيْسَ لِي مُلْكُ مِصْرَ وَهَذِهِ الْأَنْهَارُ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِي. Fir'aun said, don't I alone own the kingdom of Egypt? Don't these rivers flow under my feet? Don't these rivers flow under my feet? Sound familiar as far as the imagery is concerned? Here he is, using the power over the rivers in Egypt to further his own ego. And Suleiman has power over water. He has kingdom. And it's not limited to Misr. It's not limited to Misr. Fir'aun is having a hard time controlling Bani Israel, his supposed slaves. And Sulaiman alayhi salam, he doesn't need to keep jinns in prison. They can travel and they're still under his control. They're still being controlled by him, right? So I wanted to present this to you because confidence has almost been when I have just common conversations with Muslims, I lied again about the 5 minutes, but conversations with Muslims, it seems like we think confidence is a bad thing. It's not. Arrogance is a bad thing. Confidence is a necessity. It's an absolute, you can't accomplish anything in life without confidence. You need it. And so, the framework for confidence is in these 4 stories. May Allah Azza wa Jal help us to become and to raise confident generations of Muslims that can bring the glory of this deen to the entire world. Barakallahu.